It is sunny, it is hot,
It's beautiful.
but this morning was different story.
It was raining, it was icy. There's a screw here, and it's really interesting the way the screw kind of pulled back. I don't even know how that happened. A lot of the reason we used it was because it was free. You can see they don't have any color right now, and that's just because they haven't had any light, so they can't do any photosynthesis yet. I can't remember what we did last year, so I'm gonna have to remember.
Where did the spring go? Wow. Beautiful day.
Yeah, we got like 4 or 5 back-to-back here, really nice days.
Yep.
So today the plant, well, this morning we got up and went to lunch with my family, and then we went to Intrinary, which is a town close to us, like a little flea market kind of thing.
Yeah, if you are watching this video next year on February 14th,
Oh,
happy,
14th. Oh yeah,
Happy Valentine's.
happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Valentine's Day, but the video won't get posted by then, right? So happy belated Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are gonna fix this problem that we had happen yesterday, where when the ice slid off the roof, it broke. It didn't break the 2x4s, it actually pulled the screws out of the 2x4s, which I think that really tells you how much force
Yeah.
that ice put on those 2x4s. When screws can get pulled out of wood, that's a lot of force, I feel like. So what we're gonna do today is we are just going to brace above and below where the old 2x4 was, give it a little bit more support, because what will happen now is if we get any more weight on that roof and it slides off, it's going to crush the plastic, which the plastic is the hardest part of this to source or get here at the farm, and to replace these panels that are up here would be very expensive.
Yep.
So we don't want to have to do it quite yet. Eventually we will have to. It's already they've been up there 5 years. So we probably have at least this summer with them, maybe a little longer. So we're gonna put in a total of 4 2x4s in here. It'll be really easy. It's just a few screws and getting the 2x4s cut to size.
All right.
So you can see here, as the ice slid down here, it pulled this down. So there's a screw here, and it's really interesting the way the screw kind of pulled back. I don't even know how that happens. It went up through the plastic.
Kind of like a bouncer.
Yeah, it must have bounced a little bit or something. You're right, because this must have pushed it back up then. But anyway, you can tell that the weight of that, because you know this used to be level with this. So Jose's going to try to get this screw out, and then there's screws all along here. It doesn't look like this one pulled out, but on the other one it did. But what we're going to do is put a 2x4 down a little bit lower, and then a 2x4 up a little higher above this. We'll leave this in until spring, other than pushing it up higher. But Jose's going to pull these screws out if he can. Oh yeah, he's so much stronger than me.
You try. No.
What's that?
You try.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, if I'd really worked at it, I probably could have gotten it. Nice. Okay. This is the second one, same level as that one. Did it also, and you can see it did the same thing with that screw. It sent it back up into that. So Jose's gonna have to pull that one out. But then you can also see it pulled these screws out that were holding the plastic on. The problem is, if we get any more weight on this before spring, all it'll do is destroy this plastic, because it'll push down on the plastic. So we are going to, that's why we need to fix this now before it snows again. So in the beginning, when we were building this, you can go back and watch one of our first videos, was us tearing out an old dog kennel off of somebody else's property. That's what a lot of this wood is from.
Yeah.
Which it was free, so a lot of the reason we used it was because it was free, but also it was free because it's not, you know, I mean, it was used wood. So I think when we come back and rebuild this at some point, we will definitely use different wood along the top, and we probably will even go with something that's pressure treated even though I don't really want to do that. It's just there's too much moisture in here to not use pressure treated.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are at 5 feet, 9 and 7/8.
Oh, oh.
Sorry, camera. This greenhouse was literally one of the very first farm projects we took on here, other than building some beds and building that chicken coop we have.
Yeah.
This was one of the first things we did.
We did it in spring, I think. Yeah.
We did it in 2021, which was our first spring. We built this half. This half was built in 22.
Yeah.
But I think this half needs to be restructurally done, probably maybe even this spring. There's a lot of issues with it. I think any builder would come in here and say,
Ooh.
what were you thinking? But hey, you got to start somewhere. Good? Yay! Okay.
That's gonna be good for
now?
the summer.
Yeah.
Good through summer.
Okay, we're gonna do a little less than we said we're gonna do because we just re-screwed in the original 2x4s and then added 2 new 2x4s just to give it a little extra support. Unless we get an extremely heavy snow, that should do it, at least to get us to a point where I have a funny feeling though this will not take another heavy winter like this.
No. We have to work in this maybe this summer
Yeah.
or in the fall, I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to have to be once plants are out of here. So either early spring, well, it's probably fall because we need this thing in the spring.
Yeah.
So, the problem we have is we didn't think about a lot of things. Plus, we didn't know a lot of things. So, a lot of moisture comes in from the roof, from where the screws go into the 2x4s, from where the plastic meets up. And we just have to learn how to mitigate those things. And so I think next time we'll do better as we've learned stuff. Plus, some of this, like on this side, we put big footings underneath each of these 4x4s.
Nobody's here.
On this side, we never even didn't even know those things existed.
Mm-hmm.
So these are just sitting in the dirt. So the one that's right next to the camera here that you can't see has sunk. So it's got like a low spot. The problem is the snow doesn't slide like it normally would if there's a low spot, because then it settles there and now that weight collects. And then when the snow moves, now that spot that's kind of collected creates a lot of up and down as it comes down. And I think that's what happened to these two yesterday, it was just way too much weight coming off of there. So this should be good enough for now.
Yeah.
All right, the next couple of days, tomorrow actually, I think, because it's so nice in here, we have 2 days, a 35 and a 43 degree day coming up with sun. So we're probably going to do our soil blocking and get our first plantings done. The problem is I don't have the 2-inch paper pots that we need. So I need to get on and get those ordered so we have them. So I'm going to go do that right now. And then late in the week we can do our paper pots. But Sunday and Monday we're going to get planting done.
Do you want to move the spotter today or another day?
No, we can probably get it done now. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move some pallets in here. These raised beds double as pallet holders and as planters. So we plant our spicy peppers in here all summer, but we use these as tables for our plant starts during the rest of the year. I'm in the germination room today. It's Sunday, and this is the day I generally unstack our microgreens, and then I put them into blackout for 24 hours. So I'm going to do that. But first, we have 4 trays of starts that I need to get watered. I have celery here, and you can, I don't know if you, how well you can see the little celery starts coming up. They're very small. Celery is one of the smallest little seeds we do to get them started. We use the pelleted seeds. It makes it so much easier to put them in here just because otherwise they're so small to handle. But the pelleted seeds gives them a little more size, makes them easier to handle. All right, these are green onions here. The first ones were the celery. Now we're at green onions. These are a little bit dry. Since I've been doing this for so many years, I can generally tell whether or not trays need to be watered by the weight. The problem in our germination room is because of the windows, the way the airflow moves around in here, sometimes one end of the tray will dry out a lot faster than the other side. Now the fun part, we get to uncover the microgreens and see how they're doing, get them watered. The first one I'm going to do is the arugula because it's been just in blackout for the last few days. So the blackout just means we have this cover on it to allow them to get tall instead of staying short, because once they start seeing the light, they don't spend as much time growing up. But if you black them out, then they kind of reach up to try to find the light. So look how perfect that is. Very nice. You can see they don't have any color right now, and that's just because they haven't had any light, so they can't do any photosynthesis yet. What I'm going to do now is for the arugula, I don't like the arugula too close to the light because it can sort of burn the leaves. And it doesn't need a lot of light. So I put it on one of the lower shelves where it's a little bit cooler and the lights are a little bit higher, so it keeps it from getting burnt by the light. Okay, so now we're going to do these other ones that have not been in blackout, and they'll go into blackout today for 24 hours. So first up, we have, this is the mustard. So you can see now these are a lot different in height than the arugula. So they've just been sitting with weight on top. What I'll do now is just flip over this tray onto the top. Well, actually I'm going to water it a little bit first. It doesn't need, it's pretty moist, and we don't want it to hang on to too much moisture. We just want to get them just a little bit. Just enough to make sure they don't dry out, but I think we're in good shape. Okay, so we're going to black these out until tomorrow. All right, next up is the mild mix. So this is just the mild mix from Johnny's, which now that I think about it, I need to order more of this. Again, we're going to give it just a nice light water. This will be the last time I water from the surface on these guys. From now on, I'll bottom water, which is very easy to do, especially when we do as few trays as we do. All right, same thing. What'll happen tomorrow when I pull this off is it'll have filled in underneath this, so they'll be a lot taller. Okay, next up we have the kale. All right, I think these are actually pretty wet. They probably don't need to be watered. We're just going to put them in the blackout. Okay, and then This one is the broccoli. And these also look pretty moist. I don't know that they need to be watered. Blackout. Okay, and then my favorite, just because of size and color, are the radishes. So the reason you want them to get a little bit leggy, I mean, generally I would tell you not to let your plant starts get leggy, but for these you want them to get leggy because it's going to make a much larger product. It's going to make them much easier to harvest because once you get that long stem, you can cut towards the base and you have more there. I don't want to leave these on this shelf today because a lot of sun comes through this window. And I'm afraid these will get hot with these black covers on it. Okay, that's my only task in here today. And now that that's done, tomorrow morning I'll come in again and now uncover these and put them all under lights so they start to photosynthesize and the leaves start to turn green. And then, let's see, today's Sunday, so then tomorrow will be Monday. They will be ready to be harvested on Friday, and we have member deliveries on Sunday or Saturday, so that'll be perfect. All right, best day of the year.
Sunday?
Well, there's a lot of Sundays in a year. It's our first serious day of getting ready to start planting for the season.
Yeah, we get ready for planting for the green high tunnels.
Yeah, we're going to be getting all the trays ready for that. So it's not as warm as I would like it to be in here today. It was supposed to be sunny, but there's no sun.
Yep.
So it's only about 45 to 50 degrees in here today. Not quite, but once I get working, it'll be nice and warm. I'm choosing to work further out. Usually I work in the back corner, but it's very chilly back there because there's no sun. And the heat, I don't want to kick on the heater if we don't have to. Tomorrow is supposed to be in the 40s and sunny though, and that's the day we'll do the actual seeding. Today I'm just making the soil blocks. So things we're getting ready for right now are spinach. I don't have the paper pot trays those or the actual paper pot, so I ordered those. They'll be here later in the week. Beets, kohlrabi, bok choy, Napa cabbages, radishes, turnips, kale, Swiss chard, broccoli, lettuce, salad mix, green onion, celery, and fennel. So what I'm starting with today is I'm going to start with our Johnny's 12 soil blocker, which we can do 50 blocks in a tray. That's what I'm going to get started on. So that's this guy right here. Yeah, it's kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, this is what I'm using. And then I will do some of the 35 blockers, which, where did I put that? Over there. See it on the ground. So that one we'll do, this one we do like our Swiss chard and kale in, broccoli, all of that. This one is what I do, lettuce is in, all beets will go in this. A bunch of the smaller things that that just don't need as big of blocks. So that's what I got planned. I do need to do some paper pots, but I don't know if I'll get to those today. That might be tomorrow. The thing that I like to do is just get busy making soil blocks. I can do it all by myself. I'll just get them in here, get them all lined up. They can freeze overnight. Yeah. It won't hurt the seeds. No. And then tomorrow we'll start seeding them.
All right.
Let's do it. I have to work a little slowly because I can't quite remember. Usually I have a certain number of buckets of soil to a certain number of water, but usually on the first or second I can't remember what we did last year, so I'm gonna have to re-remember. morning. It's raining really good outside. It's going to be a slippery, slushy mess out there today. But we are determined to get our trays seeded today. But for now, I am uncovering the microgreens that we talked about yesterday. So this is the arugula, and you can see I uncovered it yesterday, but it's much greener today than it was yesterday. Yesterday it had a much yellower tint to it. That's because it was not yet doing photosynthesis, but now it's been in the light for, well, it was in the light yesterday for about 12 hours and then dark overnight. But you can see it's greening up quite a bit, and by the time we cut it to sell on Friday, it'll be beautiful. So let's see how much taller these have gotten since yesterday. This is the broccoli. Oh yeah, look at that. Now remember, I talked yesterday about the fact that you want to keep them covered to allow them to get a little bit leggy. Makes harvesting a lot easier. So today I'm going to remove the lids. They don't need to be watered. The trays are pretty wet. I'm going to just get them under some light. You can see this one is just dying to get out of there. He's peeking out. This is the kale. Very nice. This is the mild mix. Very nice. This is the best seller we have, is the mild mix. Then we have the mustard greens. These are very good. They give a nice little spicy, great addition to salad or stir fry. Okay, the last one, of course, my favorite, which is the radishes. Woo! Look at these. These are the largest microgreens that we sell, and you can already see the beautiful colors on them. They're definitely ready to be in the light.
Good morning. Today is Monday, February 16th, and this morning it's raining. So at least somebody's happy right now. That's
It's Monday.
it is Monday.
Yeah,
It is sunny. It is hot.
it's beautiful.
But this morning was different story.
It was raining, it was icy, it's still icy.
Yeah.
The bad thing is now tonight, it'll freeze overnight, and then everything will be a skating rink tomorrow because that water all melts, and then it creates this very slick surface. So
Yep.
until it snows again, we're in trouble.
Oh yeah, probably. Let me see.
You said maybe tomorrow or Wednesday.
Wednesday night through Thursday. Yeah.
They're saying the possibility of a storm, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, Jose is in here today. Well, I'm in the main greenhouse finishing what I started yesterday, which was that soil blocking. So I got all the big soil blocks done. That was 24 trays. And then I did 4 trays of the small blocks, but I have to do 10 more, plus all of our paper pots that we want to do. So I got to finish that. And we haven't started seeding the trays yet, but that part's, I wouldn't say it's easy, but I can do that inside.
Yeah.
The soil blocking has to be done outside. It's just too time consuming, and you need a lot of space for all those trays. So the bad thing we have to do this afternoon is move all those trays across that ice rink of a driveway. So what are you working on?
Trying to clean the mess we left here last year.
Yeah, so we have 4 beds that still have all the tomato vines hanging. Well, you cleared off one yesterday,
Yeah.
so this one's cleared off. And then how did you feel about having to remove these?
Oh, yep, that.
Is it a pain in the butt?
No, it's not too bad. Just it is slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's good when when the plant is growing up, so it's easy to
Yeah.
harvest it. Yeah.
So last year we switched to these clipper systems here that for the tomato plants. Now it's a little bit pricey, but I found it to be so much quicker than trellising in the past, because this just wraps around the plant and you do this and then you just move them up as the plant grows. So we can come down and do one row super quick rather than wrapping the ropes around each of the plants. I really am liking this. The problem is now removing them is taking us a little longer, because you used to just be able to cut the strings and pull all the plants, but now we have to remove all these clips, which if we had done it in the fall like good farmers, we wouldn't be doing it now. But, you know, overall I think the clipper system saved us a lot of time, and we'll definitely
it's way easy.
do more of that, yeah, for sure. Okay, so you're going to be out here doing that.
Yep.
All right.
And then
Then we're going to then clear these 2 beds and these 2 beds, and we'll get the soil prepped, and we're going to put cover crop.
Yep.
So that'll get us through to when we start. That'll get us 2.5 months of growth on the cover crop before we start planting these beds. Which this will be, these first 4 beds will be peppers this year. We're going to swap peppers every year, so these 4 beds and then those 4 beds, and then the peppers will come back to this side again every other year. Yeah.
All right.
Exciting. All right, I'm going back. Oh, get your cutters out.
Yeah, I don't know if you can cut this thing, and then go back and just
Clean those up. We can do that another day though.
Just put this down here. It will be easy. I try to work it more fast.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go do my job.
Okay.
Hi, Bielsa. You're good.
Okay, come on. Where did the spring go? Wow. I think we are on the second winter, because the last couple days it was very nice, kind of like spring, but now the snow is back, and it looked like we had the second winter. We'll see in the next week, because for the next couple of days look like it's gonna be snowing, but now we are in the second winter.